super successful at everything you do. You have to be able to have the tools to get you to where you want to be. So not only do we have this mortgage calculator here, once we figure out the mortgage, this is your next component of a debt service ratio. So I don't care if you are um, in a single family residence. Are you buying multifamily? Are you buying parks? What are you buying? Everything's going to come down to a debt service ratio. So if you're a recourse loan, you're going to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or non QM, they're still going to want the debt service. They're going to want to know how much is your monthly payment. So if your mortgage is here, how much money does it cost you per month? So we have our rent and then you have all the expenses that come out of it. And then you have a ratio percentage. Now, if you're buying manufactured housing parks, multi-units like 20, 30, 40 units, they want this to be at least a minimum of 1.4, somewhere in between there. So having to calculate this is super, super important. Now, all these things come in mind. So you can see on the CSCR calculator here. I will always include all of the taxes. So I do screenshots. These are just a screenshot of my other one. And then I take this data and I add it into what it is. So my net income rent for this one would be 3,300. It's got a total of 3 units. So one unit's 1550, one 1750. And then I have to take the taxes, insurance, everything out of here. And then I use all this information to calculate it over. So as you guys can see, this is not a super quick, easy process, you guys. You have to make sure that you are truly understanding where the property is at, what are the annual taxes, as you can see, what is the insurance. And you guys, this is a big kicker that's been kicking everybody's butt lately is the insurance. Make sure you know the insurance. If you're out there and you're an investor and you're like me and you don't have at least 3 or 4 insurance agents that you can call at a whim, you need to have them. They should be your phone calls that you should be making instantly. The reason why that is you guys, is because they insurance is crazy. Like if you are in any coast, West Coast is California, East Coast is Florida. You can't insure a lot of places, which means if you've got a fix or flip or an investment property there, insuring that's going to be really hard. If you can't insure it, your debt or your asset is at risk, and no one's going to lend on it. So super important, you guys, that you have this and that you're including proper taxes and insurance. So I focus, you guys, 100%, not 100%, I'm sorry, 50% of my focus is in the West Coast. So Nevada, Arizona, California, Utah. I know these areas very well. I grew up in these areas, so I know taxes, insurance, I know them. Now on the East Coast, I have partners that are there and I rely on them to really give me the data that I need to make sure that we're purchasing properly. So just so you know, I'll send this over to you guys if you have questions on this. Does anyone have any questions on the calculator that I'm sharing? So you guys, um, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Yeah. I know the Morby method. I would love to talk about the Morby method. Well, let's just talk about Morby method because you brought up a great question. So let's just talk about if does everybody know what a Morby method is? Everyone on here? I've got a few yeses. What about Instagram? No. Okay. So let me just tell you what a Morby method is. So Pace Morby created this method to where you can find a property, you go and meet the seller and say, "Hi seller, I want to buy your property. I'm going to give you more than what it's worth. You become partners with me." And so it's be true. A Morby method is a partnership between the seller and you. And then you're able to go secure a lender on it. You can take more out of the property. And so basically you have a property with zero equity right off the bat. The seller is, in partnership with you. A lot of more methods I see are done completely wrong. And because they've been done wrong, a lot of lenders don't like that. So to answer your question, yes, a lot of lenders, it's not like they don't even like them, they're not doing them anymore because you have people that are defaulting and or needing to get out of a loan and because of the market we're in that aren't able to do so. So your Morby methods are really going to stick with OPMs, other people money. You can do fractional raises on them. You can do just I would stay as far as you can away from mortgages. And let me tell you, I'm a licensed mortgage originator, and I help people do mortgage methods properly. But these lenders, if you default, they're coming after you. Us as loan officers, anyone, I'm licensed, so I have to be very cautious. If there is anything that is wrong, um, they will come after your license because you've sold a loan that's over leveraged. So, I would be very cautious of who you're using when you're doing your Morby method, which lender you're using. Make sure they're doing it perfect. If you do it right, it's fine. They protected the lender, they protect you, they protect the seller, everybody's fine. If they don't do it right, which is 99.999% of the time, and they tell people just sign afterwards, just do this afterwards, that's not being done properly. So, does that answer your question a little bit about lenders not liking Morbies? Mhm. Yeah, but I mean, I know people that do it, and I'm a gator. Is what I'm gonna tell everyone, and I live by this, you guys, is make sure whoever you're doing, whoever this gator is saying, "Hey, I have a lender," that person needs to really make sure who that lender is. Are they using their own money? Are they using money they've syndicated? Like, where are they getting the monies to fund this? Because this is really what happens is then those people get in a jam because those people that they're actually getting the money from don't realize it's a Morby. And now you have lawsuits. There's so much that goes along with that. So is what I'm telling everybody is like, if you have a gator or anyone that says, "Hey, yeah, I've got a DSCR funding person that will do this," that's great. Do your own due diligence on it if you're part of that partnership. Make sure that that lender that's doing the DCR is a true they've got their money, and every lender should give you their info. I don't care if you're like I'm private money. I've lent money of my own to people to help them. And I've had to provide my references. Have I done lending before? What is my experience? You have to make sure that whoever you're borrowing money from is secure as well and that they're actually using their money. Because I see a lot of people using other people's money and not understand how to underwrite a deal. And then that's a problem, you guys, because now that whoever's money they use, they could call and say, "Hey, I need my money." And that guy's like, "Oh, I don't have your money." Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. So you can do it. I always say there's always a way. Like if someone tells you no way, can't do it, they're wrong. That's absolutely accurate. There's always a way. But if you're part of it, make sure the way is right and you're doing it properly. And if you don't know, call somebody like me. Like you don't have to use me. I have people that do it right all day long in Owners Club, in Pace Morby's community. We have people that they're experts at Morby methods, but it's because they know it and they have the people funding it that are worth the risk, right? So, just that's always my advice in every single part of lending I do, you guys. Just please, please, please make sure you're working with somebody that's actually done these, right? I don't prefer to do that because I am licensed, and so I helped people that are actually in a partnership with the seller where the seller's like, "Yeah, I've got this," and buyers, "Yeah, and everything on paper goes together." Yes, we can do that because now, like, they're staying on title. It's not done improperly because now the lender says, "Okay, I have 2 people that I can recourse," which means if they default, this lender now can go after 2 people, but in reality, the lender doesn't want the property. The lender doesn't want money. They'll just take the property. They just don't care about you guys. They're just going to resell it or take insurance off of it. Okay. Yeah, I always the last 6 months, I've heard a ton about Morby methods, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know if as someone's just like, "Oh my gosh, we can make money on a deal." And it's there, but it's definitely I mean, I know people have gone to prison for doing it. So, that's more if they do it wrong, it's mortgage fraud, and you can't mess around with that. However, Letitia James, not to get political, but you have, like, a person that's clearly done mortgage fraud, and she didn't go to jail, so I don't know, you guys, like, mortgage fraud is as simple as, "I said this was my primary and it's not," that's fraud. You gotta be careful of that stuff, like, that's why you deal with really reputable people, even if you're not licensed, and I'm gonna say you should be licensed because they should be guiding you legally what to do, and then you can make your own decisions, so no, they don't. 90% of DSCRs, you don't like, I have to be licensed because 'cause I'm federally licensed, but you can get a DSCR loan in almost 50, states across the country, and that mortgage person, like me, I necessarily don't have to be licensed. I could just go to DSCR and say, "Oh, hey, you don't need a license here." The state doesn't require it. Like Nevada, and California, a lot of states I lend in, you have to be licensed to do a DSCR there, but some of them you don't. So I have a ton of people in our community that are like, "I'll do your DSCR, I'll do your DSCR." I'm like, "Cool, you're licensed?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Not judging. Well, who do you use?" And because it's not them, they're just selling. And then they go to somebody and that person's like, "Well, we're private lending. We do debt service, but we're private." I'm like, "Okay, are you recourse or non-recourse?" "Oh, we're recourse." Okay, then somebody's got to be licensed if you're recourse. So do you see why it's important to be licensed? Because now you've got like this train of misinformation that you can say and you can do. And again, not saying that they're wrong, but they might not have the right information and they might set you up because remember, you're signing the paperwork. We're the buyers. So who gets in trouble? We do, right? If you sign on that paper and somewhere in it you've done something wrong, um, it's mortgage fraud. They can still come after you. For me, I have a bigger risk at it because I'm licensed, so they'll take my license. They can fine me up to $500,000. Like I have a lot to lose, and this is my income that I use. So I would never do it. But for the general public, you can still go to prison without being licensed if you do something wrong. So be cautious. This is why you guys I love sub two. So correlate into I buy sub twos all day long. Sub twos are not illegal. I'm made a, I go to somebody that wants to sell their house subject to, especially in this market because it's a buyer market. They want to get their money. We are partners on this. They still have it. I'm making that payment. That's a partnership until the whatever our agreement and our sales contract is. So sub twos are fantastic. And then the seller has the ability to take it back. But Morbies are very, very, very cautious. Make sure you're doing them right. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say they're wrong because there's tons of people that can do them perfectly, but I do know, again, like, people have gone to prison for doing them inaccurately because they just didn't know what they were doing, and they did too many of them. I think that was another thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And you guys, I love that you have these questions. What's up, Brett? Because this is why I'm here, you guys. I'm a nerd, literally. I will give all my information for free. I'll show you how I do it, why I do it. And if I don't know, the cool thing about me is I'll find it and I can because I have way more resources being licensed official to find all the lenders in the world. And more importantly, you guys, I buy stuff all the time. Like I'm buying a manufactured park and my one of my clients is too. So we've got a 6 unit and an 8 unit. We've got all the random things that we're buying. So I have to go find lenders. Like I don't lend on that. So the cool thing is now I'm going to go find lenders that would lend on a 10 unit manufactured home single wide in Nevada. I don't know who that is, but I will by the end of the weekend and then I can deliver it to everybody else. So if anyone else needs it, now they can say, "Hey Jen, do you have a lender for this?" Because guess what the lender is? The lender's making money. So they're like, "Yeah, Jen, give my info out. If they're good, if they really have deals, I want deals." And I think that's another thing that's a misconception about true lenders. They want your business because they want to make your money. They're going to underwrite the deal. They're going to make money off of your deal. So they want your deal. And again, if you mess up, they're just going to take your property. The lenders love it. They're like, "Yeah, Jen, I'll lend to you all the time. If you mess up, I get your stuff." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So that's a reason you guys come to me and my team is we will help you and we will share everything that we're learning and we're doing. I'm really getting into a venture of multi-unit. I went to an amazing little free seminar thing today. So I want to expand into 2030. I want to have $500 million worth of real estate in my name within the next 24 months, which means I have to go big. I have to buy parks, I have to buy multi-unit, and I want to develop them too. But with that comes this type of things. Everything you guys relies on this DSCR calculator. I don't care if it's $100 million property, they're going to make sure that it qualifies. So I think that's really awesome to share with everybody. And I just made this. It's a calculation. You can do it. I always tell people I'll email it to you, save an original copy because you will mess it up. And then just delete that one and do a new one. But if you want to see anything else that I can help you with on this realm, you guys, this is what I'm here for. So, do you have any more questions? Anything else I can answer for you guys? Anyone out there? Mhm. No, I do DSCRs at 85 all day long, probably most often. 85%. Yep. I always like a PMP, like I like a partner and just say, "Hey, you're the investor." They can just make money off of it, but we'll create LLC together. and say, okay, an LLC, here it is. I'm going to be the one, I'll be basically the sponsor, your credit, your info. And then they're the funds. They're going to be the financing part. So you just create the partnership. It can be any split you guys want. I generally will do a 50-50 split if I'm sponsoring it. So I'm going to lender, I'm giving them all my information, the property I found it, and then I just bring in that person, and they are now on an LLC. I create an LLC or an agreement of some sort with every transaction I do. So that other 15% is generally a private money partner. They're going to be on the deal. And if they're not, then they truly are an investor. They still need to be on the LLC with the note behind it saying, okay, I'm going to lend you $200,000 for, you know, 72 months at an interest rate of 5% and, whatever the terms are afterwards. But that note is secured on the property, but it's all written out inside your LLC, your operating agreement. So that way you're very clear on what it is that you guys are doing. But yeah, private money is where you would come in. For you, if you really want to get into it, you can also fractional raise. Like people just want to fund things and say, hey, I'm going to go buy 10 investment properties and I'm raising $1 million for you guys to be investors on it. So everyone can put a little bit of money in and then they get a small return back. I can do a whole series on fractional and I'll bring Stella. She's the fractional queen on that, on how we raise money to do those type of things. And that's another realm, because then it is just yours. And now you just have private money partners, but you're creating your own pool of money. Does that make sense? But yeah, for me, I like partners. It's, yeah. Yeah, but for you, it's not. You have to remember there's lots of people that return is good. But if you were to buy just a, 15% down, we help our clients all the time that have, there's usually two people. There's one that's in there that found the property, did all the work, and there's one that's money. And that's usually the partnership. So reach out and find somebody that just wants to invest their money, and then make sure you know your terms. Like, okay, we're going to hold this for 2 years, 3 years. Like everything I buy in my sub twos and all my investment properties, I have no intention of holding longer than 5 years, period. I don't want them. I'm gonna watch the market. I took this really cool image I'll have to share with you guys of, when what the market does and the history of the market. So I think the older generations were taught you hold it for 40 years. You keep the rents low, so you have vacancy rate is almost zero. You always have someone in there, but your rents are super low. That's not the way it is anymore. If you really wanna make money, you wanna get it, you wanna hold it. You don't even wanna pull the rents all the way up. You want just enough to where when you do sell it, it's a great value add and you're making more money off of that. And you also wanna sell it most of the time creatively. You really want to give somebody the advantage of, like, I love selling it sub 2 and say, "Yeah, let me just continue to be your partner because now I just get the benefits of just having passive income. I've already done the work. Why would I give another loan out? They just take it over. I mean, really, ideally, it's amazing. I will caution you though. I love doing that, but I am in a lawsuit on one of them because the guy's just a total not good person, in my opinion. They faulted, and so it can go bad. But if even if it does go bad, and I'm sending money in a lawsuit, still gonna get the property back. So I'm like, meh, it's not that bad. It's just a headache. But keep that in mind. It's not always great having partners. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We include everybody. So we would sit down, like I would meet with you and say, okay, you want to be a connector. I would say if we can either give you an assignment fee or we could say, hey, do you want to be on the property? Do you want a percentage of the cash flow? Do you want to be just on the note? So when we sell the property, so the way that I structure my sub twos is we take over the loan. I have a partner, great example and surprise. I did the money, I did the down payment of 15,000. I structured all the sub two, but the partner is actually making all the mortgage payments. They live there. And I don't get paid anything until 3 years when they have to refinance and buy it off of me. And at that point, now I make 50 grand. That's my note on the back. We refinance out of the mortgage. So if I had another partner like you, then you could have your percentage on the back of that too. So you can do that in multiple ways. You could get paid up front. Hey, Jen, I need money up front. Okay, cool. I'll give you a $5,000 assignment fee. Or I don't mind waiting because you're on the property. It's your asset. You can see it and you get paid at the end. So Yeah, so connectors are really good as long as you're in alignment. If you connect with somebody, make sure you're doing the same connection. Like for me, I would love to find a connector that wants to buy multifamily with me, 20 units and above. Let's find, because in that realm, I actually have a lot of those properties. I can find them, but I need the money to do it. I need someone that's going to help me manage it. Like it takes a village. And I have been doing this so long I have zero desire to do anything by myself because it's ridiculous and it's horrible. Like, who wants to do all this madness by yourself? It's boring. So, if we have 4 or 5 people, are we making less money? Yes. But the ultimate goal is could we have $500 million worth of real estate in our name? And could we have that kind of passive income? Could we become those sponsors? Because in my name, if I have 500,000, which means I need about 500 doors in my name, I can go be a sponsor. I'll have the reputation of owning that to where I can get in a room of billionaires. And what else could we do? Right. And then we could liquidate and sell because we don't keep these things forever. We just get them, run them, make them to where they should be, and then sell them again to private equity or some of these family offices. There's the point is to always sell, right, and make our money. So that's what it would look like if you wanted to really, not I don't really think I like the connector. I like partnerships is what I like to say. Like I like to be in a partnership with you. You do what do you add value? What do I add value? What else could we bring in? And if we have a clear vision, say, okay, let's go get these. I mean, that makes my world so happy because there's only so much of me to go around. And unfortunately, I do a lot of stuff and everything I see, I'm like, oh, dude, we should buy this. We should do this business. I'm horrible. So, did that answer your question? Mhm. I love agents. Yeah. I mean, I think that that's the best. I think that the majority of agents are not fantastic, unfortunately. But I'm always, if they're willing to work, a lot of agents will kill the deal because they can't get their full 3%. If the deal won't work with that 3%, I will always pay you something, but it may not be that. But I love, yeah, if you're on market deals, if it's a good deal, we will do it. I mean, I deal with brokers on my commercial properties. I love brokers. Give them to me all day long. We want to be able to pay everybody. The money we are getting is enough to buy it plus everyone's fees. We understand that it's there. We're not here to take advantage or get. I think the reality is everyone thinks you're going to get like the best deal ever. You're not. You're going to pay market value, which means we're going to have to pay the title company. I'm going to make my fee, my origination fee. You're going to have to your assignment fee. Like there's fees all wrapped in there, and that's okay. We just have to know those going into them. So when we buy them, we're looking at our cash on cash return. We're looking at what is our DSCR ratio? Does it fit? Can we get this money? Can we resell it? What's our exit? So that is what we're looking at. Yeah. No, keep going. What's up, Frankie? We'll structure out with them. Really, I go to them and say, because they're the lenders, I'm like, "What are your terms? What would you like for this?" Because again, my ultimate goal is to get the property. And it's real simple. The cash on cash return versus what our DSCR ratio is. So what do we pay for it versus what is the income bringing in and what add values can we add to it? Can we pull the rents up? What are we going to do to it? That's already like I already know those numbers. So when I go to my lender, I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is the deal. These are the properties I'm gonna go find for you. What is your rate? Will you work with these kind of deals and cash return?" So I'm always on my exit. I'm always at the end. They're gonna know what I'm gonna buy. And if it's not in that realm or they have something and say, "Hey, Jen, I have to make 8%, I have to make 7%, whatever," then I'll go and say, "Okay, well, these are the properties I can find from here. Let me go find those. As long as you'll fund them, I'll go find them." Because really, there's a gazillion deals out there. As long as we have the people that want to buy them or want a partnership, then we're good. Did that answer your question? Sometimes it's 12. It depends on them. It depends on what does their portfolio look like? What is their experience? Are they used to buying these? Cuz I can go to a family office and they're not going to get that much money. So you have to understand I'm dealing with big money. If you have someone that isn't that big of money but wants to get started, they're going to have to come down to reality because 12% is hard money. Like, I can go get a hard money loan and for all day long for 12%. Yeah, that is true, but I don't yeah, I would always want some skin in the game, for me personally, or other people's money into the game, so you're right. That's a good question. I let me bring an example. Well, if you're a Gator, your Gator isn't doing $100 million transaction, or you're not lending millions. A Gator's lending smaller amounts, which is why you equal a higher interest rate. No, I'd let the Gator set the term. Yeah. I do that with everybody. I go and say, "What are your terms? What do you?" I mean, I know what I would charge, because for me, I like volume. I want more doors. I want how many. Like, I don't care about 12%. The difference between 8 and 12 for me is nothing. I'll get five more deals. And people lose deals because, like, well, oh, it's just not worth my time. And don't get me wrong, I agree, it's a lot of work, but you have to understand your business. So my business is just a little bit different. What's up, Nathan? Glad you made it. But yeah, so I like the lower interest rates because it gets me into way more deals and bigger deals. I would rather have one big deal versus seven small deals, just because there's a lot more people and a lot more managing and everything else. So keep that in mind. Every way is the right way. So please, everyone, don't kill the messenger. I'm not saying any way is right. I just have my way. And this is always what it's been. I would rather do one deal, which is funny because on the other half, I 100% like volume. So in my mortgage, I have to close 10 deals a month, and that's what I do on a consistent basis with my team. Actually it's about six right now, but that's a lot of people, a lot of management. For on this side, I'd rather do one deal at a lower percentage, but it's worth, a few $1 million, 8 to 10 million. Okay. So that's another thing, everyone watching, understand what you want. Because what I want is only what I want. What you want is going to be something different. What you want, what your goals are, write down. And it doesn't have to be the same across the board. Just say for this, for multifamily, I want 500 million, which means I want, this team. I want these sponsors. This is what I want. And my ultimate goal is I don't care about how much money I make. As long as my name is on it and I can go into a room in the next 24 months and say, I own $500 million worth of property, that's all I care about. Like, I can make minimal, but that's my goal. If your goal is, I wanna make money, Jen, I wanna make a 5% assignment fee on $1 million property every single time, that's your jam. And if you are so set on that, you guys, if you know it, then you go find people that'll do that. Like, 5% on a multi-unit is easy. You can get 5% all day long. So if I have that and you bring it to me, the people that fund it and my sponsors, they'll pay 5% all day long. So that's a lot of money. I would love to make $800,000 on a $44 million property because they want that property. So they're willing to pay the upfront cost because when they sell it, they're going to making 10 times more. Right. So just make sure, that's my biggest thing. So I don't want to keep everybody on here forever, is really, really understand, what do you want? And what is it gonna get? Is that gonna get you to your ultimate goal? And then do it. This is the best thing about me, is I do all kinds of stuff and I'm like, oh, that was horrible. I don't ever want to do that. Or my gosh, I love this. I'm addicted to it. I will do this forever. Which is kind of like financing. Like, I keep not wanting to do it, but I'm so good at it and I really, really love it because I love to help people. I'll always do it. I have a whole team that actually does way, way more than me. I'm really just the nerd. People come to me when it isn't right or something happens. But majority of the time, it's my amazing team that, puts all the information in, gets everybody going, sends all the beautiful emails. I only come in to make sure it's right or when something messed up. But I do love it. And so I'll always do it. Yeah. Manuel, do you have any questions? Nathan, what kind of questions you have? What's up, Brendan? I haven't seen you in forever, bro. Your face looks awesome. Let me know if you guys have any questions and I will jump in and answer them if I can. What about you, Manuel? I'm good. How are you? Good. Where do I find my leads? You So are you a Gator? Are you in, so you're a Gator? Okay, okay. So if you're a Gator or a sub 2, because 'cause I'm an owners club, I mean, there's so many deals in there. If I were a Gator, I'd reach out to someone like me and say, "Hey, Jen, you're in sub 2, you're an owners club. What are you looking for?" And then literally you could log in to Owners Club. You can see everyone's buy box. We have it on there. If they don't have it, tell them, like literally message them and say, "Hey, Jen, your buy box isn't in here. I would love to work with you." Because we as Owners Club have been dying to put all of that stuff in there. And for some reason it doesn't go through. But long story short, go to them, go to the Owners Club and say, "What are you looking for?" And they, I mean, just like me, I'm like, "I'm looking for this, this, and this." And you know where you find it? Inside Gator, inside Sub 2 is all you have to put out there and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this, this, this." You'll have 1,000 people come your way. Everyone thinks you need to go somewhere else. Don't go anywhere else. You have so much value in these communities. I can't even tell you. Like I get my business. I if Other than that, call your local real estate agents. Let them know, "Hey, I'm private money lender. I'm in a community called Gator. We have lending. We would love any of your clients that are looking for gap lending or anything because everyone needs it." So reach out to real estate agents, tell them what you do. They'll bring you clients and deals. Anything and everything that, again, focus on what you want. Do you want to go after single family? Do you want to go to multifamily? What do you want to do? Once you've honed that in, scour Gator, reach out to every owner club member in that community because you have all of our info and ask them or tell them, "This is what I want to get this for you." And they'll say, "Okay, cool, go get it." I want it specifically. I mean, we're so good. We like, I know where I want it. When Northern Nevada, Northern California. This is exactly the price range I want. I want these things. Like it's to the T what we need, so you can go get it. And then honestly, take what we want, go post it, and say, "Hey, I'm a buyer for this. Be me. I want this, this, this. Do you know anyone that's selling or in the realm that has a multi-unit property that's 30 units or more? We have the ability to buy it. Please bring me every deal you have." So now you're just going out there asking what I would ask, but I'm not you. You have a bigger sphere than I do. You bring it back to me and say, "Hey, Jen, I found this." Cool. You get an assignment fee for it. You get paid to bring me the deal. That's the whole point. Did that help you? Yeah. Deals will never be a problem. You just have to get over the fear. You is all of you, everybody on here. Brendan, you have that calculator, don't you? I swear I've sent it to you. You can have it if you want it, Brandon. Um, but we just have to get over the fear of not knowing what we're doing and what we're talking about. As long as you're paired up with someone that does, like, don't just do it because you don't know. But like, if you come to me and say, "Jen, what do you want?" or any owner or anyone in sub two and say, "What do you want?" and they're very clear, you just say, "Cool, thanks," and then you go to your sphere and say, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what." Just ask exactly what we ask. You bring it, you get it, and you bring it back to us, and we'll underwrite it. And then so far, like I'll teach people how to underwrite too. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Here's my calculator. Go fill it out, and then you'll do it. And then when you bring it to me, if it's a done deal, cool. Get it into contract. I will literally contract it right then. I'll have my team look at it. Within the next 5 to 10 days, we'll have it funded and done, and we move forward. Well, not funded, but we'll do our due diligence. We'll do inspections. We'll do everything we want. But that's how you find a deal. Go into your community, first, figure out what you want, what you're proficient in. If you want to buy multifamily, watch Zooms on people talking about multifamily. What is OPM? What's cash on cash return? You don't have to be an expert in it, but you got to be able to talk about it. Um, Cody Sanchez is fantastic. Listen to her stuff, but literally just listen. So when you're speaking it, you have a little bit of info and then just bring it back to me. I always tell people when I buy sub two, I'm like, just bring me in. I don't even want a part of the deal. But if you listen to the way that I talk to sellers, because I'm so good at buying and I love sub two, I will help you be the best at getting sub twos into contract and getting the seller to work with you and even the seller's agents, because I deal with agents. I have 15 years as a mortgage lender. Everyone I deal with is an agent. God help me. I don't even know why I still do it because they're all retards, but this is what I do. Agents aren't, I mean, literally, they're not smart. They're not. I mean, I have so many examples I could give you of not smart, but it's our industry and it's okay. So, and if they bring me a deal, they get paid. Cool. Whatever happens. My buy box is if you log into Gator and you go into the vault in our Kajabi. You know how to get in there? If you go into the vault, on the right-hand side, it will have the owners club, and it'll set link and Linktree, it'll have everything. In there has my name, my phone number, my email, my buy box, it's my Blink card, and it's every owner. So I'm telling you, go in there, you guys. It's literally the best thing, and we want you to call us. We spent a lot of money to be in there. We want to expand our portfolio with everyone in our community. That's why we're here. We're not going anywhere else. We wanna do it with you guys. Okay? You do. Yep. Everyone, if you go into your guys's, whether you're Gator or Sub 2, you go into your Kajabi and you go into the vault. And in the vault, it should be on the right-hand side and it should say Owners Club. And I think there's a link you have to click on it, or it just might be right there. And then it pulls in an Excel spreadsheet and has all of our data. So everybody can have it. And again, like we've created these awesome buy box. They're really cool. You can print them, you can go after them. And I would check in on it. I would say literally once a month. Because like me, like I was 100% sub twos, buying 150 sub twos. I've got the sub twos I need now. I'm moving on to multifamily. So my buy box is changing. So don't feel like, okay, I got it and that's it. Nope. Go back in there, find it, see what else is going on. We've got Pace as a leader, you guys. That guy is constantly pushing us to do more, be more. Like it's always this like, okay, we got to do more and be more. So it's forcing us to be owners and do more. And so that's a benefit to you guys. We're moving and grooving out there. No. Yeah, I know, and I think that that's a misconception. You guys have you don't have access to our, our meetings and all of the things, but you have access to what? To that, and that's our info. So, we and like I said, maybe some owners club have said they don't wanna be on there, which is their own choice, but 99% of us are like, "Yeah, we understand we are owners. Our job is to own. Our job is to go be at the top level, do the best, run our teams, run our businesses. It's not to go get the deals. That's why we need our community. You guys go get the deals so we can pay you to get them. That is our job. And so if you don't have access to it, I know you do because I was actually just in Gator because I'm a Gator. And this is another thing, you guys. I'm a Gator. I paid the Gator. I love Gatoring. My first Gator deal was a $100,000 lend on a multifamily unit. It was an EMD lend. I let my 100 grand sit there for a month. Again, I made 20% on it, which was not that much money really to just sit there. It was the safest thing. I made a little bit money. That was it. I'm a Gator too. I know how to do it and I love it. I'm a sub two. I love real estate. It's a beast. It's a nightmare. Much you guys stay in Gator. Let me tell you, it's 10 times better at Gator side. And then now I'm moving on to really owning companies, which I already own a few companies. I like trade, you guys. You'll see that in my buy box. I buy trade companies, specifically electrical companies, septic companies. If it'll kill you or smells like shit, I love it. That's my jam. That's what we buy. And we buy and hold those and we condense them and we're going to build them out to be bigger. But so, yeah, I hopefully that helps everybody. It's 5:47. I've gone a few minutes over. I told myself I'd only do 45 minutes and not take everyone's time, but I'm really excited to do this. This is literally every single month on the 15th. I will send this out. If you email me, you guys, my website is super simple. It's badassbossjen.com. You can do a contact me there, put your name, your phone number, and it emails me directly and say, I want the calculator. You can text me, I need your calculator. I'm an open book. I really love to help everyone that I possibly can. So just let me know. Yeah. Uh-huh. I used to do gap funding. I don't do any gap because I've moved on into my multifamily. But Gator's got tons of funding, like tons of them. Kathy Craig, I think she's the leader in the Gator community. She'd be someone I'd reach out to in Gator. Her name is Kathy Craig. She knows all the different gap lenders, everyone out there. That's where I would start is in your Gator community. Gap lending is never been my favorite. Again, I'm gonna throw myself on a bus. I'm a licensed lender. I think gap lending, you're over leveraging a property. And we're in a soft market. I'm a fix and flipper. One that sold, I had to take a little bit less for it. One I have like two of them I'm converting to midterm rentals because we can't sell them. So if you want to do a fix and flip, know your area super, super well and make sure you don't get underneath it and gap funding will put you underneath. I lend money to an owners club member that did it real quick as a gap. Guess what? My money's stuck. Now I can't get my cash out that was supposed to be only be in there for 3 short months. It's been in there almost a year. It's a bummer. So that's the other reason I don't do Gap is because I've got so much money sitting out there that people didn't return. Good deal. Fix and flip is fast. Yeah. Faster you sell it. That's what people don't sell your property. Fix it, flip it. That's it. Go, go. Make sure you're working with a good lender in your local area to sell it because there's a lot of things fix and flippers. You can't offer an FHA loan. So if you're in a market that's only has buyers in a certain price bracket in FHA, because FHA for a standard buyer, because that's who you want to sell it to, because they're going to pay the most, you have to wait 90 days. So if you're going to be in that market, which is fine, but be ready for 90 days. And on that day one of 90, you make sure your agent knows that this is who you're going to sell it to. Because those ones are going to pay the most money for your property. However, if you do a really fast flip, like I did mine, I think in 20 days, but I knew I couldn't go FHA. So I didn't even put that out there because I knew that it wouldn't qualify. Federal Housing Administration will not let anyone buy a house that's been ownership has shifted anywhere before 90 days. So on day 91, you can sell that property. So do you see how important it is? Like that's another key and component of fix and flipping you have to understand is your exit. When I do this, who am I selling it to? Cool. Yep. Yep, I'll send it. I've got a capital calculator in here. I've got a little bit of everything, so you can see the bottom. You guys save it, and do whatever you want with it. I'm here to share it with you, and hopefully you guys use it. And if you need any help with it, just let me know. My box, yes, is sub two. Creative deal only is what I go after as a subject to. I love them. I do less than 5% down is my what I do. And I put buyers in them that can't qualify for traditional mortgages. So someone comes to me and say, "Hey Jen, I want to buy a house, but I qualify, but only qualify for 250,000 because I work at Home Depot. But my wife works, but she's self-employed, so they can't qualify traditionally." I get a sub 2 house, and then now I have a whole buyer's list and say, "Okay, hey, you can lease option this to me in 2 to 3 years. I'll put you in this property, because it's a sub 2, they can afford it." And then I help guide them to make sure that they're ready to refinance, and then we sell it to them. So, yes, I love sub 2s. I love sub 2s in Arizona, California, and Nevada, so please send them to me. My buy box is in there. My goal is 150 a year. We are, definitely on our way there. We get a lot of them. I'm not buying sub twos in Las Vegas right now. I watch the market, you guys. I'm in mortgage. I'm a nerd. I know what markets are good and I know which ones are bad. I don't buy them in Southern California. Why do you think that is? You can't insure them. I don't buy in Florida. Can't insure them. But in Northern Nevada, Northern California, all over Arizona. I love Surprise, Arizona, you guys. Anything in Surprise? I know it's weird. It's surprising, but it's really good. And why would you want to get a sub two in Surprise? Anybody? Anybody know? Let me tell you, Giga Center. There's a multi-billion dollar Giga Center out there. That company is hiring like crazy. Guess what's not in Surprise, Arizona? A lot of houses. So, but you have a lot of older people that move there to retire that want to get out. And so we're taking over a lot of those properties. So there you go. Yeah, send me by. Really, I love sub twos. I want multifamily. You guys go find if you come across any multifamily, I don't care what state it's in, I want it. If it's over 10 units, bring it to me. I will run the cat. It literally takes me 10 minutes to run my calculator on it. And I have all the backing. We have the money. There's no questions. And then you could either get paid an assignment fee up front or I'll pull you in. You can be a partner with me on it. But that's really what I'm looking for is multifamily right now. Northern California. Yeah, it's still a beast to insure, but that's, I have a really good partner. His name is Gage, and he lives there. And that's another thing I love is he lives there. So it's really easy to get those sub twos because he's there. He can manage them. He can make sure any repairs are needed. And he's my true partner. And I met him through sub two. And now we're partners. Everything I bring in, I pay assignment fees, I do anything. He manages them and we split them 50-50. It's great. Same thing in your area. If you have something like that and you're there and I can run the numbers and be the money, yeah, then I'll do it. I just have to have somebody there that I know, like, and trust and that knows that what we're doing and can handle it. Same thing with Surprise, Arizona. I'm not sitting there right now, but my partners are. So anything we have, they drive over, they look at it, I run the monies, I can be the money, they take care of it, done. That's why we're so successful in those areas. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it's 5:54. I'm so happy you guys came. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you guys. Again, it's September 15th, which lands on a Monday next month. But I also have 100 days of business that I'm doing based on Gary Vee, which just is great business. I go through what it is I do. This is my manual. This might be really good for you. I go through why do I make my phone calls? Who am I calling? Let's see. I'll show you. I share like this. These are what I have to do, my goals, who I'm calling, the percentages. You guys, this is what I do. Oops, wrong way. But so you can see this is really, really important. And this is what I go through in 100 days of business is you have to understand what you're doing, the clarity. Who am I calling? Why am I calling them? What is the percentage? If I want to make $60,000 a month, then I have to make 120 calls. I have to get this many leads. These are the leads I'm calling. And I share all this information. And literally, this is how nerdy I am. I literally write it down in marker because I feel like if you write it down, then it becomes reality. Then you have to be accountable for it. And then on the top here, you guys can see I do who I'm doing, and then I do my goal, and then you can see did I meet my goal. So I go through that, and that starts this month, I think, on Monday. And then part of that is part of Gary Vee's 100 challenge, which is posting every day of just everything I do. Because believe it or not, you guys, I do a lot of crazy stuff all the time. The login will be I think it's the same exact link as this. We use the same link, so you can get on it from this. So save this link, and it'll be the same one for 100 days of Badass Boss Business and the Gary V. And so, yeah, just use the same link. I'm pretty sure that's what my assistant set up. Monday the 18th, or that week it starts. I don't know. It's on my website, badassbossjen.com. It will say on there. Everything we do is on my website. So if you need anything, definitely go check that out. It's a lot of me, but my assistant's really good at putting that on there. Yeah. Well, it's reality. If you have to write it down, you do it. Like when I call someone, I write their name down, I write their phone number down because then that way now I know I have to follow up. And so, and again, I'm not perfect, but it's worked for me. And so hopefully it works for everybody else. All right. Perfect, guys. Well, I adore everyone. It's Friday afternoon, you guys. Make some phone calls, do some work, or go hang out. I'm gonna go watch my kid play football now. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, anytime. You guys have a great weekend. All right. We'll see you guys later. See ya.